All Dalton's death and Shelley freezing in the cold storage were no accidents. Now Michael and Marion are dead too, in such a horrible way. Who's behind all this? Why all the murders in the first place? And why are they so gruesome? I have a feeling that Michael saw this coming. He looked a lot more serious than usual when we met the night before the murder. He must have figured out the real reason Dalton died, panicked, and decided to get out of here, but now we'll never know what he was hiding. Maybe this all has to do with that accident 5 years ago, but what's really worrying me is that the killer's not even trying to make them look like accidents anymore. What if they're trying to tell us that until the entire truth is brought to light, nobody is safe? Oh my gosh, sorry, Molly. Did my babbling scare you? Don't worry. It doesn't matter if there really is, like, a crazy killer running out there. I'll protect you no matter how many of them there are. Oh, that's not it, Detective Tippy. I was just thinking about what I can do on my end. Huh? Michael's dead now, but that doesn't mean what he wanted me to do doesn't matter anymore. The killer might be planning on using the escape land boats Miss Stone mentioned for their next move. So if we can figure out another way out, or put together something that'll get us to the ground, or even just find an exhaust vent, we might be able to get away from this maniac hiding in the shadows and save ourselves during the climax. Molly. Tippy, you were the first person to really open up to me after I joined the crew. Even though I kept messing up and getting you into trouble, you were always there to stand up for me. When Marion would forget my name, you were always ready to give her a proper reminder. You're always looking after me, comforting me, protecting me. So this time, I want to protect you, too. Blueberry gives a gentle hug to her most precious friend in the whole crew. Once this is all over, we're totally going to have a movie marathon at your place. 24 hours of non-stop screams paired with our favorite drinks and fried fin balls. I want to see what the house you grew up in looks like, and meet that sister you're always bragging about. Sure. I'm terribly sorry to interrupt your little sorority huddle. Oh, wow, Miss Rutherford? What brings you to the prop room? Where's your assistant? Didn't you receive Greta's notice on your terminals? She's already sent out compensation to everyone and officially disbanded the crew. Whether you're scared of the killer, worried about the catastrophe, or want to stay and finish the shoot, we're all free to do as we please. So naturally, it only took a blink of an eye for that spineless assistant of mine to run off God knows where. Do we do as we please? Don't tell me Miss Stone. No. None of the crew even care about the real reason all these murders are happening? Frankly, my dear, I don't give a damn, and I don't see why you should either. Surely the reasonable thing to do is escape and leave that to the police? Or, as Greta said, you can leave the truth to whoever feels like playing detective. So, why'd you come looking for us, ma'am? I'm only here for you, Tippy, the background painter. Me? I admire Greta's gumption in wanting to film a catastrophe, and this is a fine opportunity for me as well, but films cannot rely solely on natural phenomena. I know you're more passionate about cinema than most, and you must have heard of how important this project is to me. So I implore you from the bottom of my heart to put your talent in ambiance building and color matching to work, and paint the perfect backdrop for my grand finale. Wow. I mean, I'd love to, but... Go help her out, Tippy. Hey, Molly, what's with the raincoat? Are you really going exploring? Mm-hmm. Don't worry. I've been part of the prop team for ages now, and I know my way around the plate. I'll be fine. Remember what we were just talking about? This is something I need to do. All right, then. Once I'm done helping out with the backdrops, I'll come find you. Promise. Don't split up. Please don't split up. You may enter, Madam Stone. You know it was me before I even opened the door? Yes, I have been waiting for you. Your little investigation the other day forced me to reveal my plan of filming a real catastrophe to the whole crew. The timing couldn't have been worse. Abner and the rest of the crew were already unhappy with me, so I had to make some last-minute decisions. Big decisions. If I wanted to, I could sue you for damages incurred by your act of industrial sabotage, Lucian. But I'm not going to punish my cast just to vent or assert my authority, especially when such actions would only complicate the situation. And then, more murders. The killer even stopped hiding their savagery, and everyone's losing their minds, except you. You're the same as ever, cool as a cucumber, watching the crowd from a distance. I suppose I can thank this crisis for making it clear that you have other reasons to be here. But none of that's important right now. The crew's been disbanded. You can leave or stay until the date specified in the contract. It's up to you. Your part in this is done anyway. Hardly. The moment you came to find me, you proved that my part in this is not yet done. I can't magic up another Lady DuPont or bring the 3 Rockefeller brothers back to life. We're running out of both time and manpower, so I need you to figure out the best use of our limited resources. Lucian, I'd like you to be the lead for the rest of the film. Well, that's not gonna end well. In the middle of the night, the clackety-clack of typing echoes through the office. A despondent Perro curls up in front of his typewriter. He glances at his latest manuscript and stubs a cigarette out on it. Ending. Lady DuPont needs to die in the ending. After she elopes with a second Rockefeller, they vanish from high society and live a poetic life out in the countryside. But Rockefeller's life of affluence has left too much of a mark on him. He eventually shames Lady DuPont for her empty family name and leaves her. In despair, she slits her own throat. Too realistic. And do they really have to be punished after leaving their extravagant lives behind? This takes place back when Colombia held wealth at its highest virtue. I'm just trying to recreate it and let the audience judge for themselves. The little cigarette burns, grows, spreads, and swallows the whole paper up. Stephen takes a deep breath and blows away the ashes. In the end, Lady DuPont chooses none of the Rockefellers. She had only wanted to escape her false destiny through marriage, but underestimated just how toxic love can be. The brothers, unbeknownst to each other, each plot their own revenge, and Lady DuPont is killed by 3 different schemes at the same time. No, too lowbrow. Getting stuck in a quagmire of love even after not choosing anyone makes it sound like it's fate at work, but it's really just slapping in a trope to patch up the gaps. The final shot of her body being pulverized into nothing would definitely be shocking, but the setup's just too crude. The DuPont family's false claims of being descended from Victorian nobility are finally exposed to the public. No matter how deep the Rockefeller brothers' love for her is, they cannot shield her from punishment. The only time in her life that Lady DuPont is treated as true nobility is when the real DuPont family demands the death penalty for her. It's too neat. All tied up with a bow to show off how deep and meaningful it is, but it lacks any of the madness or romance a film called The Death of Lady DuPont should have. Out of draft paper. Let me fetch some more from the filing cabinet. Oh! Stephen slips on a wad of paper he threw to the ground earlier, falling flat on his back. Only now does he notice that the entire office is filled with discarded drafts. There's nowhere left for him to stand. He lies down amidst his aborted ideas, covering his face with his hands as he yells in frustration. Get a Kubrickin' grip, Stephen Quay! You've been messing with the ending for 2 whole months now and don't even have a shitty half-baked scene to show for it! This is your baby! You wrote every damn line in this story. Don't tell me you don't even know what you want to write! If you need to suffer to make a classic, then this must be a goddamn masterpiece, right? You've got the time pressure of the shooting, the shock of hearing about filming catastrophes, the fear of some maniac going around killing the crew. You've got it all, man. What more could you want? God of inspiration, my ass! That was just some stupid excuse to get Greta off your back. Your god ain't coming. You lost his fucking contact details. Who's there? Well, honestly, I don't care who you are as long as you can help me figure out this ending. I've come up with a few initial concepts for Lady DuPont's finale. You're an expert background painter, and quite versatile too. I need you to help me put together the best possible scene. Here, these are a few materials I cobbled together. Have a look. Wow, how'd you get all these art references and reference shots? Tint, ambiance, design philosophy? You even labeled all the details of the buildings and how the light would reflect off different materials. How long have you been doing research for this scene, ma'am? A few years at this point. Time is about the only thing I have these days. It takes a lot more than reading the words off a script to make an excellent film. Director Quay's not even done fixing up the script yet, and you've already come up with so many ideas for the ending. That lad's certainly taking his sweet time with it, yes. I believe that, and both as the leading lady of the death of Lady DuPont and its investor, I have an obligation to take responsibility for this film. As I said before, the revival of my career in Rankwood will begin once Lady DuPont gets a good, proper death. Lupcarn Holiday, the portrait of Aaron Daz, the bridges of County March. These mood reference shots are all taken from films starring Marianne Blake, aren't they? Do you like her work? She retired long before you were born. I mean, my dad really loves her films. Besides, the classics are classics for a reason, right? Both her acting chops and taste in projects were impeccable. It's kind of surprising to hear you say that. I could have sworn you hated her. Everyone's been comparing you guys for years. Indeed, all those years. Congratulations on winning your 8th Best Actress Award, Miss Blake. Ever since you started your career, you've been at least nominated for an award practically every year. The industry sees you as an insurmountable mountain for fresh new talent to try and climb. Are there any particular up-and-comers that you think we should keep an eye on? I appreciate the flattery, but I'm hardly an insurmountable mountain. I'm still climbing my way up myself. There are always plenty of new faces streaming into Rankwood, brimming with talent, and it's hard for me to pick any specific name. How about Melanie Rutherford? I tip my hat to you, Miss Blake. Today I received the award for Best Supporting Actress. 2 years slower than it took you. I've seen all your films. As our reporter friend once said, you really are a natural born performer. The tallest peak in Rankwood, but only for now. Give me some time and I will overcome you. Well, I'm looking forward to it. Wow, Melanie and Marianne are really duking it out in this scene. Time to get out the popcorn. They've been rivals for a while now, haven't they? It's like they're always racing to get the most awards. So why'd they agree to be in the same project? Shh, don't forget everything they taught you when you joined the crew, you little... Go apologize to Miss Rutherford right now. I'm really sorry. Let's not be too harsh on the fresh meat, Melanie. Our films are built upon rules. You've been in this industry longer than I have, Miss Blake. You must have experienced why they're so important firsthand. Courtesy towards the leading lady is something we've had to fight for. Role by role, film by film. It's what allowed me, a young girl from the middle of nowhere, to stand in front of you today. And without rules, there will be no standards. How else will we know which of us is the greatest film actress of all time? Which reminds me, I still haven't congratulated you for that Best Actress award you got at Lithuanian Spire Film Festival a few days ago. That was just a small award ceremony. Meanwhile, your latest film swept every single major award in Rankwood. Again. I still haven't truly overcome you, Miss Blake. I would like to thank everyone for coming to this press conference regarding the Eternally Shining Star. We appreciate your care and concern during this difficult time. The rumors are true. Our film crew really did run into a catastrophe during our shoot. I was injured and I'm still recovering now. Thankfully, we didn't return empty-handed. We managed to hold on to some of our precious footage. But I believe this is heaven working in mysterious ways. It's trying to tell me that it's time for me to bid farewell to the silver screen. As both the lead actress of the Eternally Shining Star and its investor, I am hereby announcing that neither the film nor my performance will be submitted for nomination for any awards. It will remain as one less gift from Marianne Blake to her cinephile friends and nothing more. I won't be leaving Rankwood immediately, of course. Just moving into more of a behind-the-scenes role for now. But I doubt I'll be content with that for long. I'm always eager to seek new opportunities, to start a new chapter of my life as Jara Booker Wilson. Oh, you're here too, Miss Rutherford. Can I request a quick interview? Your latest film will be releasing soon, and most were predicting that only you and Miss Blake would be in the running for this year's Best Actress at the Rankwood Awards. So how do you feel about the announcement of her sudden retirement and the withdrawal of her new movie from the nominations? Does this mean I won? After Miss Blake retired from acting, you got all those roles as brand spokeswoman and lead actress, and even got invited to be on the judging panels for the big film festivals. But not long after, you suddenly left it all behind because some personal reasons. And when you came back last time, nothing was the same anymore. Her retirement gave me quite the shock, but I still believed I had won fairly through my own talent. I believed that I, too, could become an insurmountable mountain and a legend of the silver screen, one that even outshone her. But in the end, Rankwood's Best Actress, Melanie Rutherford, let it all go to her head, swayed by the endless praise of the critics, the flattery of the sponsors, and the applause of the audience. Wealth and fame, alcohol and scandal. I lived an indecent life those few years. Yeah, tell me about it. Those tabloids have, like, zero respect for your privacy. But once I met you in person, I could tell. Maybe you've made a few mistakes here and there, but your love for acting's the real deal. No need to console me, little Liberi. No one's more acutely aware of my failings than I am. Marianne could switch from a hardened soldier to a poor servant girl and back again at the drop of a hat. A single dress rehearsal was all she needed to figure out the ideal lighting and positions. But if I were ever to take a single day off, spend 1 hour less on studying the script, or arrive at the rehearsal 15 minutes late, my performance would fall into the gutter. A mere 2 years of living in indulgence was all it took for me to lose the skills I once picked up with ease. I disappointed both the directors and the fans. I had never realized just how many unending waves of new talent were looking up to me. I never realized what the position in entertainment Marianne had fought so hard to defend actually meant. I thought I could afford to be like her and enjoy the double delights of cinema and life. I thought there'd be no harm in having a little fun after all those chasing and competing. It was only then that I finally realized Marianne Blake was a truly infuriating genius, in every sense of the term. With her final film and that chance catastrophe, Marianne received a revelation to retire from cinema, and all I could do was sigh. Even unknowable Mother Nature was on her side. But now that you're a lead actress again, you've got the chance to win back everyone's trust. I mean, you're even getting to film alongside a catastrophe, too. You're right. I've spent more than a decade piercing my self-confidence and acting skills back together. I could very well be but a single step away from the top again. Greta's offer to give me the part of Lady DuPont couldn't have come at a better time, and now even her grand ambitions have left me a special little gift. Come to think of it, the lady is a rather fitting role for me. Surely she knows her brother is lying to her. Surely she has doubted her last name once or twice. But no, she unconsciously clings to her glamorous life, refusing to accept the mediocrity of her birth. She prays desperately that she is special and that she is talented. I wonder, what sort of ending will she face amidst the storm? Miss Rutherford. Yes? We should watch some horror flicks together. Horror flicks? If you want to climb your way back to the top, you can't limit yourself to copying Miss Blake, right? Like, you've always had pretty different styles of acting. We're gonna put together a finale more powerful than the one in Loopcarn Holiday, and Lady DuPont's name will go down in cinema history. Ha, very well then. Also, I'm sure you know what happened between you and Miss Blake better than I do, but I bet she meant it when she said you'd surpass Marianne Blake one day. She might still think so, even now. You might be right.
Are you real? Or just a figment of my imagination? Am I really being visited by the god of inspiration? Don't tell me I've gone crazy from working on this script.
Oh dear. Mandus can transform ink on the page into sweet fruit, or allow a stiff mind to wander freely across the wilderness of time and space. You cower in the corner of a dark room, forced to chase a deadline even after witnessing a string of brutal murders. Yet, for all your soul-searching and brain-racking, you have come up with only 3 endings for Lady DuPont. Hardly the work of a madman, no? I promised Greta I'd have an ending that impressed everyone by tonight. The only people left are those insane enough to risk their lives for cinema, and they're waiting for me. But they bet on the wrong man. The realm of art only accepts natural-born geniuses, not some dried-up piece of crap slaving away at a typewriter. The death of Lady DuPont. You already have the most captivating ending for this story just from its title. While the shocking brilliance of her death will certainly fade after the film is copied reel after reel. But Rankwood, after all, is a factory hawking such fantasies all across Terra, is it not? You are a nation of liars, fooling even yourselves. Even the Columbian Dream was born from a promotional film for the Pioneer Project, after all. Just to be clear, I care for neither political metaphors nor realities. Only that you have deeply misunderstood the essence of performance. Drama can change lives, but it would never use such a mechanical way. But by setting death as Lady DuPont's ending, you show you still possess an intuition for drama. Intuition? No. When I was a student, I hated dragging death into the stories I wrote. I thought of it as a cheap trick, only good for plugging up holes in the plot, or squeezing the right emotions out of the audience. Actually, talented writers could give a film a proper climax without it. Then what changed you? A shocking memory? Or perhaps some phantom pain you cannot recall? I had the same problem 5 years ago when I was working with Greta on another project. She didn't mince words. She told me the back half of the script was too dull, and audiences would be falling asleep. If I didn't change it, it'd bomb at the box office. So I shut myself in my office just like I do now, pushing my mind to the brink of collapse but getting nothing out of it. And then Laura fell and died. An opportunity straight from heaven, the perfect plot device. Just as Greta expected, the rest of the film was panned by critics, but that scene alone became an overnight sensation to the point that you started to see death as more than a cheap trick, rather as the most sincere form of expression, brimming with artistry. Yeah. Seeing how you've had that sudden realization, all that has happened on this plate should provide you with nourishment. A death while shooting, a deadly hallucination, bodies hanging from beams. With all this to inspire you, why not write them into your story and let the same drama be performed both on and off the screen? Because they're still not good enough. Then what about turning away from those who have already exhausted their possibilities? What do you mean? Who else in your story can ignite a spark in Lady DuPont's bosom? Who is distant enough from all the grudges and resentments, yet still able to bring about the most drama, as well as the best of performances? Messenger. It's the messenger who brought the bad news. He's the very trigger for Lady DuPont's new fate. Vengeance or repentance. Lady DuPont has a new choice to make. And at the same time, the messenger must contend with the consequences of intervening in another's destiny. This is it! This is the ending I wanted! Lucien. Yes. I'll have Lucien be the star of the final scene. You want me to become the lead actor? That's right. I can't say I understand you, but I have a feeling that even if I hadn't approached you, you would have come to me anyway. You have the most potential of any actor I've ever seen. The messenger doesn't have much screen time, but your performance added a complex and delicate core to a role that was originally a nothing burger. And I'm sure that whatever your goal here is, you won't be leaving before the shoot ends. If so, then why not do me a favor and help me out with this? I'll give you time to think it over, of course. So far, it's just a thought I had, and I haven't spoken to Steven about it yet. He promised me the finished script by tonight, but honestly, I'm not optimistic. If only that god of his knocked on his door. Oh. I see. Changing the focus to the messenger was the only way to steer the plot towards brilliance. I can already imagine the shock on everyone's faces when they read the new ending. Well, once I'm done with it. But I see you've added a lot of direction notes for his lines.
Most of them are quite detailed. While you were giving me advice on my writing just now, you mentioned the quirks of Lucien's performances, and where he likes to put pauses in dialogue. You even told me which angle suits him best for close-ups to capture his most subtle expressions, and what kind of lighting best highlights his unique character. It's like you've known him for a long, long time, maybe even taught him. So how did you know all these things about Lucien? You called for me, troop leader? Come with me, playwright. The final act is underway, and as always, the entirety of the audience is enraptured by the performance on stage. It's rare for Whiteflower to return to the stage. Will you not toast to her once the performance is over? What of Blood Diamond and Abyss? They are merely supporting roles this time. All their scenes have already concluded. The rotting stage mechanism has spread the blood of the magician's assistant and the chosen lucky audience member all over the stage. Their corpses have been stuffed into prop boxes, set afloat on the river to disappear forevermore. The magician herself completes her final show as she treads on a stage yet slick with blood. Blood Diamond and Abyss should have chiseled their way out of the boxes by now, and be on their way back to the stage for the curtain call alongside Whiteflower the magician. Should they now? And here I was, thinking those two children have turned performance into reality, disappearing forevermore. As I recall, this was a new scene you added half a year ago while revising the script. During a night, you claimed to have had a revelation? Leader. Come with me, playwright. The show is far from over. He is my favorite leading man. He once left me, but in the end, we shall be reunited.